episode of the LA Lakers franchise. Last episode, basically what happened was I was recording, but my mic was off. So I was recording and my mic was off, but basically all it was just roster updates, who are we gonna try to build around, who are we gonna look to trade, um, and that's basically it in terms of like that what you missed from last video due to a lack of audio. I'm gonna go through it a little bit following this game against the Wizards, but just giving you guys some footage for uh, the franchise. So we started the season 1-2. Forgot who we played opening night, but we won, and then we proceeded to lose to the Suns and lose to the we lost to the Suns and we lost to the Pelicans. So this is the fourth game of the year as Lonzo hits a corner three. We'll go through the stats from the last three games at the conclusion of this to see kind of who had a good game and who didn't have a good game, and what we need to see in terms of player progression moving forward in the season. So right now we're 1-2. Basically, don't expect too much for this Lakers team this first year. We'll probably try to make some moves, but nothing too major, because I would like to get as high of a draft pick as we possibly can for this upcoming draft. I don't really want. I would like to be able to draft a superstar from this upcoming draft, whether it be Michael Porter, DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton, Bagley. So any of those guys I would really like. But we have the issue of potentially one of potentially our first round pick could belong to the Boston Celtics this year if we finish within a certain standings. Following the draft lottery, if we're in a certain position, the pick goes to the Boston Celtics, and that's basically from the Celtics trading down to number 3 this year to draft Jason Tatum. So, in terms of that, not a whole lot going on. Rebound there by KCP, Lonzo to Ingram, mid-range. That's something that's going to be able to go for Ingram. He's having a tough night today, as you can see, 3 for 13. Trying to just keep pushing the tempo on the Washington Wizards. Randall slides into that too. And we're holding on to a thin 4-point lead over the Washington Wizards. Overall, though, team's a lot of fun to play with. A lot of good young players with the addition of KCP, who probably I was saying I won't re-sign next year just because he's going to command a lot of money. Same thing with Randall, etc., etc. So that's something important to keep an eye out for. There's a rip by Alonzo to Ingram, KCP for 3. Oh, good. But yeah, this would be a nice little win to have. Not so much because I think it's going to propel us into a playoff picture or anything like that. There's not that much time left. There's obviously an entire season ahead of us. This is just the 4th game. So just something to keep an eye out for as John Wall murders Brook Lopez on that play. So Alonzo come down, set something up. Finds Brook Lopez, gets it to go. another player that we won't be able to re-sign, Brook Lopez, just because of the money he's gonna command. I don't really want to pay him. Same thing with Randall. I'm not against it, but it's just I think that in terms of team success, we probably should just move in a different direction from Brook Lopez. Not that Brook Lopez is a bad player, but he just doesn't fit the timeline necessarily of younger guys all progressing at similar rates to eventually win a championship down the road. Lonzo playing good D there on John Wall. Just pulling it. No good though. So we hold the 7-point lead here with about a minute and 15 left per se. I'm just trying to squeak out a W here. When we hopped on, obviously it was when I hopped on showing footage, it was a little closer, and Ball gets a costly turnover there. So So 104, 106 here. Ball's just going to take his time bringing it up. Get a little pick and roll action going with Brook. And he gets fouled. He gets fouled pretty hard there. If you heard that background noise, I was just opening my window quick because there's a fly between the screen and the glass. And Lonzo Ball obviously also having a tough game today, which is pretty on par with his real life season thus far. Just not really being able to put it together into a successful season. He's kind of making his impact in other ways. And he gets fouled here for a big and one though. That should pretty much secure the victory here if he can knock down the free throw. He is a player though that I want having the ball, no pun intended, in his hands for the last shot. Kuzma good closeout on Otto Porter, but he hits it nonetheless. 3-point lead. They're probably fouling. The inbound to Lonzo is bobbled. Gets it up court to Kuzma. Looks inside to Randall and he drops the ball. So the Wizards will have a chance here, and Kuzma, oh no, fouls John Wall, who makes an acrobatic layup as he's coming down the lane. And a free throw here will tie it, and we'll be in a position for a game-winning shot. That's just something you just can't do if you're the young Kyle Kuzma. And we'll call a timeout here. All right. We will call a timeout here. Basically, just wanted to get the subs in real life. Luke Walton's drawing up a play right now. Not necessarily looking to do that. Look at the emoji tats on Mike Scott. But yeah, like I said in the other video that had no audio, I've been slacking on videos. I had been sick, and then I took the week to be with my family. So I'm back now. Probably going to pump out 1 or 2 more Lakers franchise videos today. Possibly a 49ers franchise. I wouldn't count on that. Kind of wanted to go in a different direction with that franchise, but it's probably not going to happen at this point. It was just kind of an idea, but I like the direction that it could go in if I'm able to keep up with it. And here, getting the ball up to KCP, and that'll wind up the clock. So the Lakers squeak out a tough victory here over the Washington Wizards. Not really sure what that crowd uproar was about, but we'll take a look at the stats. Kuzma led the way with 21, Brook Lopez 19. Kuzma had a very efficient Lopez had a very efficient 9 for 15. Not so much for 3, but if you consider his 4 out of the 6 misses were from 3, that's not that bad for what we ask Brook Lopez to do. Also a double-double for Brook. excuse me, nearly a double-double for Kuzma. Randall with 16-6. KCP with 14-3. Clarkson 12-3. Ingram, a very bad night, like you said, 3 for 13, 1 for 14 for 3. Lonzo, an equally bad night, 2 of 11, 1 of 6 from 3. So yeah, that's basically it. When we get back out of here, I will we'll just go over the recaps from the first 3 games, because there's a couple things I want to just point out. So here against the Clippers, again, another very good game from Kuzma, and this is what you like to see, an extremely efficient game from Brandon Ingram. 9 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from down deep. KCP adding his 16, but this is what concerns me here. Lonzo Ball 7, 6, and 6, a very realistic in-life stat line for him, but it's not exactly what I need him to do moving forward. I can't have Josh Hart being a more efficient scorer. Again, here we'll take a look. We lost to the Suns by a pretty considerable margin. You can see Booker added 30, Ulis with 17, Monroe with 13. The problem in this game was pretty much everybody on their team scored in double digits. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in double, and Chris was a point away, which would have been 8. In terms of us as a team, Brook Lopez and Kuzma, they're pretty consistent top 2 right now. And Lonzo here in 30 minutes only being able to muster up 5 points, and Ingram in 32 minutes only being able to muster up 4. That's concerning. If one of them is going to have a bad night, I can live with it, but I can't live with two bad nights. Here's a decent game for Lonzo in terms of scoring, 12, Ingram with 10, but neither of them are able to seemingly put it together at the same time. Brook Lopez, another double-double at the start. Since you guys didn't really get to see this last time, I'm basically just going to run through the roster quick. Lopez is on that 1-year, $22.6 million contract. Probably not returning just because I don't want to pay him. Clarkson's a guy we may look to move. Nance can stay. Ball and Ingram, obviously. Kuzma, yes. Randall probably going to go. KCP probably going to go. If I had to pick between KCP and Randall, at this point it's probably Randall, but I don't particularly want to pay either of them. Zubac, dang, is a contract that we're going to look to move. That 3 years, $54 million is really holding us down, and if we're able to move a contract like that, by all means, we will ship him away. Bogut, probably going to stay just because he doesn't have the trade value he once had. Tyler Ennis, probably going to stay. Brewer, another guy we may look to just get something for, because I know I'm not re-signing him, even if it's a second-round pick or just anything. Josh Hart, a part of the team moving forward. Thomas Bryant, same thing. And then we have Van Blue and Alex Caruso on the 2-way contract. So, in terms of just, what we do, I would like to definitely just get that player progression going forward. And if we have the opportunity to move Luol Deng, Clarkson, and Corey Brewer, that'll be a trade we make in terms of that, or maybe even Randall for the right price. But in terms of trades, I probably wouldn't expect much. And I went over to free agents and basically just said, hey, there was Chris Bosh last video, but hey, Chris Bosh, probably not going to bring him in. Obviously, these guys could help us, guys like Monte Ellis, Ty Lawson, even Chris Bosh, which I would like to see where he signed quickly. So, let's see if we can find him. Find him. Where you at, Chris Bosh? Pacers signed Chris Bosh to a 1-year deal. So that's all for this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.